There is a man in every room who notices everything. He notices who talks the most, who laughs too loud, who checks their phone when the conversation slows, who can't survive 5 seconds of silence without panicking. But no one notices him because he isn't competing. He isn't trying to be impressive. He isn't leaning forward, begging for approval. He isn't performing a personality. He sits back, calm still, as if the noise around him doesn't exist. And that is exactly what makes him dangerous. Not violent, not aggressive, dangerous in a way that makes systems nervous. Because he doesn't need to be there. He doesn't need the group. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't need permission. And a man who needs nothing cannot be controlled. Society has names for men like this. They call him a loner, antisocial, introverted, broken. But the people who understand power use a different word. Threat. Because this man has done something most people never do. He learned how to sit alone with his own mind and survive. Most people collapse in silence. Take away the noise and they panic. The phone comes out. The TV goes on. Music starts playing. Anything, to avoid being alone with themselves. Silence exposes them. It reminds them of the things they avoided, the failures they buried, the life they know they should be living but aren't. Silence feels like judgment. But the dangerous man walks into silence the way a king walks into his throne room. Not to escape, but to confront. Today, we are going to destroy a lie that has been programmed into you since childhood. A lie so deep, you've never questioned it. Humans are social animals. You've heard it everywhere. It's why eating alone feels awkward. Why group projects are mandatory. Why offices are open-plan nightmares. Why solitude is treated like a disease. And why isolation is used as punishment. But ask yourself one question. Who benefits from you being afraid of being alone? Think about the economy. A man who is comfortable alone is a terrible consumer. He doesn't need expensive clothes to feel worthy. He doesn't need a new car to prove anything. He doesn't buy drinks to feel seen. He doesn't chase trends to feel relevant. He doesn't need distractions. And that makes him uncontrollable. The economy survives on insecurity, on comparison, on the fear of being left out. If you are at peace with yourself, you are bad for business. But this goes deeper than money. It's about control. Group behavior is the easiest thing to manipulate. You don't need to chain a man if you can make him afraid of standing alone. Thousands of years ago, being expelled from the tribe meant death, starvation, predators, oblivion. That fear still lives in your nervous system. And modern society exploits it perfectly. What will they think of me? Did I say the wrong thing? Why didn't they like my post? Why am I not invited? Those questions are invisible chains. They keep you obedient, predictable, average. But the dangerous man realized something most never do. That fear is outdated. In the modern world, walking away from the crowd doesn't kill you. It frees you. Once you understand that, the system loses its grip. Look at nature. Prey animals move in groups. They are loud, restless, always alert. Their strategy is simple. Don't look at me, look at us. Now look at predators. They move alone. Quiet, focused. They don't seek approval. They don't announce themselves. They conserve energy. This is the difference between the average man and the dangerous one. The average man is performing constantly, smiling when he doesn't feel it, laughing at jokes he hates, agreeing to avoid conflict. He leaks energy all day long. The dangerous man stops performing, and the moment he does, his power returns. Solitude is not loneliness. Loneliness is weakness. Solitude is strategy. When you are alone, nothing distracts you from the truth. And that is terrifying. Until it is. Blaise Pascal once said, "All of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Because when the noise stops, the mirror appears, and most people don't like what they see. Regret, anger, unfulfilled potential. So they run. The dangerous man doesn't run. He stays. He stares into the void until the void looks back. Why am I angry? Why do I chase approval from people I don't respect? Why am I living a life I didn't choose? This is shadow work. Carl Jung warned that the shadow you ignore will control you. And the only place you can face it is alone. Once you've confronted your own darkness, nothing outside can intimidate you. A boss yelling, a rejection, a public failure, child's play. You've already survived worse. Your own mind. This is why quiet men scare people. They are uncancelable internally. Even if the world turns its back on them, they are fine. Now let's talk tactics. In every interaction, power flows one way. The one who speaks gives information. The one who listens collects it. Men who are constantly social leak data. Their desires. Their fears. Their next move. They are predictable. The man who values solitude becomes unreadable. A vault. Silence becomes his weapon. Negotiations are won by the man who is comfortable with pauses. Solitude trains that muscle. When your dopamine resets, you stop needing stimulation. Your perception sharpens. You notice tone changes. Micro-expressions. What isn't being said? While others are distracted. You are mapping the battlefield. History proves this. Machiavelli wrote The Prince in Exile. Stripped of power. Alone. That isolation made him immortal. Tesla created in seclusion. Newton too. Original ideas are born in silence. Society loves collaboration because collaboration averages brilliance into mediocrity. Dangerous ideas don't survive committees. They survive solitude. Now we live in the hive mind era. Social media has linked millions of brains into one anxious organism. Outrage on command. Fear on demand. If you are always connected, you are never thinking. You are downloading opinions. Solitude is rebellion. It is unplugging from the machine. And once unplugged, you see how fake most of the panic is. The man who sees the projector instead of the illusion is labeled crazy. Because illusions hate witnesses. Most men are forced into solitude through pain. A breakup, a betrayal, bankruptcy, loss, and here the path splits. One man rots, the other rebuilds. Pain becomes fuel. Without an audience, emotions intensify. Weak men collapse. Strong men transmute. The most dangerous man alive is not the one with everything. It's the one who lost everything and didn't break, because now he has nothing to lose. And nothing controls a man like that. Self-reliance terrifies the system. A man who needs nothing cannot be threatened. You can't scare him with poverty. He knows how to live simply. You can't scare him with rejection. He enjoys his own company. Now understand value. Scarcity creates worth. Most men are everywhere, always available, always responding. They are cheap. The dangerous man withdraws. Absence creates gravity. When he disappears, people notice, because silence is louder than noise. The man who can walk away from any deal wins every deal. If you night it, you lose. If you're fine without it, you control the room. Finally, connection. The man who loves solitude is not alone. He just refuses weak company. His friendships are rare, but unbreakable. When two men who have faced the void meet, they don't talk much. They don't posture. They recognize. A nod. Respect. No words needed. Because they know the truth most never will. Being alone didn't break them. It made them free.